how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome to a awesome modification for Mount and Blade to Bannerlords. This is the Warhammer Overhaul mod that basically brings Warhammer Fantasy into the Mount and Blade Bannerlord universe, and the modder has done an absolutely amazing job considering there are zero modding tools out there, that basically meaning that modders can't import and export stuff into the game, they can't change the map, they basically just have to kind of run off what they've got in the game already and try and create some, you know, interesting workarounds, which the modder has definitely done. He's created a pretty goddamn epic experience, and this just makes me so excited for when mods actually do end up coming out, for when mod tools actually do end up coming out, because there's so many mod teams out there just itching, waiting to start importing their assets they've got into the game and create just an insane Bannerlord experience. I cannot wait for it. So as you can see, I'm currently playing a campaign. I've got this is from my stream the other day, and we found out that you kind of have a pretty interesting roster. As well as that, I'll show you guys the entire map, as well as all the map has been completely converted into, we'll put it the right way up as well, has been converted into the old world as best as it can. Obviously it's still Calrdia, but the modders can't change it, they don't have mod tools, and I think you don't need it necessarily. As you can see, I'm actually part of Grimgor's Horde is War, and we're at war with a lot of people, but there's basically every single old world faction you want here. You have Skaven, you have Britannia, you have the Empire, you have all the different Empire states, which I think is a really nice addition. Having like Noah as its own faction is actually really cool. I think that does a lot to the game and something Bannerlord could definitely do. You have the Dwarfs, you have Arbia down here in the south, and then you obviously have all the separate kind of, you know, Orc and Dwarven factions over here as well. And there's loads of like little sub-factions of people just hold, you know, Ungrim right here. And each of these characters, you know, are running around doing their own thing on the map. And I think it creates a really interesting and fun experience seeing, you know, oh, look at that. Noah is, you know, taking over more of the Empire. They're kind of becoming the dominant power. Or, oh, looks like that Karak has just been overrun by a Skaven horde. It's really cool. So as you can see, there's, you know, a whole bunch of factions in the game itself. You even also have Northgrupp in the north. And then when it comes to it, you might think, oh, that's kind of cool, but what are the units like? Well, the units are actually pretty goddamn interesting. So first off, we can take a look at the entire Orc roster, because I am an Orc, so I can kind of just right click and take a look at it. So you start off with a common, oh, these are goblins, sorry. So there's Orcs and goblins. So you got common goblins again. It looks hilarious, but I think it definitely gets the job done. And you can upgrade these into forest goblins, into you know, riders. There's even boar riders as well, like horse archers. And you can even go into trolls. Trolls are fairly big, and we'll see what they look like in the battle, but you can upgrade into trolls. You can upgrade into like Night Goblin archers as well. I think the Night Goblins actually do look pretty cool. I have some actually in my army as well. Some Night Goblins, whereabouts are they? I know I definitely do have some, yeah, some Night Goblin like archers and stuff. I think that kind of suits for Night Goblin, you know, aesthetic right there. I think that looks quite cool. Quite cool indeed. You even have like boar riders as well, so the orcs are riding boars instead of horses. Again, the animation is a little bit hilarious, but I think it, you know, gets the job done. Here's the orc one, and they even have shamans now as well. I haven't played on this latest patch where they add in shamans, so I imagine these guys do maybe throw magic, because there is magic in a version of the game. But yeah, alone, this is just the Orc roster. If we go over to, say, I don't know, the Dwarfs, you can see the Dwarven roster. And we go over to like this, yeah, you can see the entire, look at the Dwarfs, they are not good looking boys. But yeah, you can see basically, you know, the Dwarfs have a very nice setup. I mean, it's definitely a good Battalion helmet, I think it fits them. You have Iron Drakes, you have Thunderers as well, you have Slayers. Thunderers I don't think are in this, this little selection of troops. If we go back to Dwarfs again, to Dowie, and we go over to Rangers, they have Runesmiths and Smiths, which are kind of cool. Yeah, Thunderers right here, yeah, these must be in the Noble thing. You have a pretty cool unit right here. If you know Rune Priests, you also have Iron Drakes as well, so they actually do have workable guns. I mean, I don't know what the Iron Drakes do, again, I haven't used them, but I assume they shoot out fire, which is, you know, pretty cool. Troll Hammers as well. They look amazing. Again, if you guys are still interested, I'll show you guys more of a troop roster, because why not? Skaven have their own, you know, their own clans as well, which is pretty cool. You know, all from all different units and stuff. Like Clan Pestilence has all the Plague Priests. You got Moors with more of a sturdy infantry. You have Rat Ogres as well. Again, you can't really see too much of it. They look cool, you know. The Skaven are already, and I love also how all the Skavens are different as well. And again, they also have their own custom kind of like elite troop as well. Your Warlock Jazirs here as well, you know, it's the same one. But there's also like custom custom troop noble trees as well for each faction. Skavens a pretty interesting one. No, not Skavens, sorry. Where is it? Norska's pretty interesting. If I can find them, are they here? I'm not sure if I can see them. Are these just cultures? So it'd be like Chaos then, maybe? Empire, Battalion. Obviously some of the other ones as well. Sea Raiders, I can't imagine it's them. Maybe we just look at infantry as well. I can find some of them. Because again, there's also mercenaries. You got elves as well, which are pretty cool to see. A bunch of different, you know, Araby units as well with a pretty nice roster. Some of these bad boys, again, like Frost Giants. But what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the Norscan soldiers. And again, also you can take a look at like the Battalion roster as well. I think, you know, it doesn't really need to change too much from Valandia. Valandia are basically that, but just kind of putting more of an emphasis on like Battalion, Yeoman Archers and stuff like that. I think is cool. But what I'm looking for is the Chaos stuff. Yeah, because Chaos have a very interesting roster. They have like Nurglings that run around. Again, this is really cool. This is in the game. Obviously, it's just a costume, but you know, you don't need to do that. You have Nurgle Spawn, which are kind of like a bigger version of them. You got, you know, kind of Chaos Sorcerer Lords as well. So I assume magic has been added. You have obviously like Chaos Giants and Chaos bigger giants. You also have a oh whoa, can't we show them out on YouTube? But you even have like Khorne Bloodletters as well. So yeah, there's like a ton more in the game itself, which is just really goddamn cool. And I think the units coupled with the magic, coupled with the items, coupled with the map, just kind of gives a really fun experience. It's something very different. It definitely does brighten up how maybe monotonous Bannerlord has gotten in recent recent weeks. We haven't really got a big update or any content, you know, idea of when content's coming. I definitely recommend checking out this mod. I'll leave a link down to it in the description down below. And hopefully the modder can continue just to work hard and improve it. And when he gets mod tools, really go hard. But this is the only mod I've really found where something like this, like modders have actually attempted to do this. Most of the other big overhaul mods are just simply waiting for a big update to come out, for mod tools to come out, which I completely understand. You know, there's no point really committing to something if you're just going to have to change it and stuff along the way. So that was not the save I wanted to load. What we're going to do now, though, is we're just going to load into a quick save. I believe I've got one set up right here where we're just about to go into a big old battle. If not, I'll find a big old battle we can play in it. But I believe this save was saved just before a big battle, and you guys can see, yeah, you can see some of the units. So this is, so we have Grimgor Ironhide right here. You can't see him because he's a big boy, but you'll be able to see him on the battlefield. We're fighting against the Empire. I'm not sure what Empire this is. Is this Talabecland? And you've also got Manfred von Carstein as well. Also, there's Undead. This is, I think, set... Look at Manfred. What have they done to my boy? I think this is set just before Manfred has kind of rebelled, and I'm sure there's going to be events going on when the mod tools get released. They'll make events to have factions turning and, you know, to kind of simulate as time goes on, events like this actually firing off. But let's actually just jump into this. Why can't we jump into this? I swore not to attack. Yeah, if we just wait a couple days, though. Yeah, I remember this save. I just have to wait a couple days and then I can attack, and then we can, yeah, I just think I just have to wait till morning and then we can attack and take part in this battle. Hopefully, I remember how this went. Yeah, there you go. Cool. Cool. So let's attack, and you guys can see some of the units on the battlefield, and hopefully you get a good idea about how this mod does play out. Giants, like as you can see, so this is our army right now. You've got mainly the infantry, you've got my army as well here. Lots of Shreks on the battlefield. So like giants and stuff are really strong. They have like an increased health stat, especially with a lot of heavy armor as well. And they definitely do feel like giants. You know, they're slower. They're not as fast as like goblins or anything along them lines. And they're pretty scary to deal with. You know, I've fought plenty of tournaments where I've tried to use these guys. And, you know, when I've tried to fight these guys, I've been absolutely slaughtered. You also have the Boar Riders as well. That's Grimgor himself moving forward. Yeah, again, it does look kind of funky, but I'm assuming they can't really do much. Again, a lot of the weapons obviously need to be updated and you know, improved and stuff. But again, gonna happen. You know, this is kind of like the first addition to the game. Combat, you know, basically the same besides the increase of magic as well. That's going to be getting added to the game. Got a lot of Boar Riders as well. And I just can't wait until the modders can really go into town, you know. I mean, again, just like, look at me. Like, I look pretty dope. Like, I look like a goblin right now. You know, a smaller orc. And, you know, when they can start adding in weapons and stuff, oh, it's just going to add so much to the game, I think. And you can take a little look at the Imperial troops as well. Probably shouldn't have my shield up as we look. So again, like custom flags and stuff, and I think that's kind of like all you need. You know, when they can start adding in, you know, like Blood Dragon armor and stuff, hell yeah, that's going to be awesome. I'll try and get close as well so you guys can see, without dying, some of the trolls and stuff really going to town. I think there is some magic being popped off as well, as I did just see some magic being thrown about. Got a lot of the archers moving around as well. I mean, yeah, this battle was pretty much a slaughter. As soon as the giants got in, there was no surrender. And the really good thing about giants as well, and they're actually really impressive about how combat works in Bannerlords, is that the unit tracking is actually really good. So the AI or whoever's commanding, you know, whatever units, whenever you try and target someone, it targets the center of mass. And you can actually see an Iron Drake right there as well. It actually targets the center of the mass. So no matter how tall a person is, you'll be aiming for like the chest or the head or, you know, wherever, rather than just aiming for the feet every time. So combat with taller characters and small characters, obviously, as you have dwarfs and trolls and stuff like that, does actually feel really, really smooth. Again, I can probably just end this battle and go join a tournament, and you guys can see it a little bit more in a little bit more detail. So let's do that. Right now, I don't think there's a lot of customization when it comes to like goods and stuff. There's Grimgore as well. You know, again, just using this kind of default armor. But again, when the modders can import stuff, it's going to be really impressive. Got a lot of units. So look at the winged lancers, even though they don't have wings, unfortunately, quite yet. But again, all that stuff is bound to come. And obviously, when they start adding in like custom equipment and stuff, that'll be really, really cool. You know, it'll feel way more specific to, you know, to more immersive, I guess, is the best answer. Let's just jump into this place. I want to see if there's a tournament going on before I wrap up the video, because a tournament would be a great example of like how combat works. And again, I just love all the different races. Look at this dude of Zinch just chilling in here with all the orcs as well. So let's just run a tournament up really quickly. And I can show you guys, yeah, that'd be really cool if, you know, obviously not having Gal Maraz as a tournament prize, but, you know, have a really intense tournament. Are there any giants in this tournament? Yeah, there's a river troll and a mountain giant. So I'll hopefully show you guys again. They do look kind of ridiculous. Oh, they're not in our bracket. Okay, cool. Well, let's just, I'll probably just skip ahead. Yeah, I'll skip ahead now until I'm actually fighting a troll, so you guys can see a bit more specifically about how they do kind of interact. Okay, so I didn't actually make it through because it broke me, but we'll watch just this battle and you can see kind of how it unfolds. So the mountain giant's obviously much, much larger. His weapons look a bit silly, so obviously once that's, you know, once the modders can change stuff. But you can see, like, constantly, you know, the warrior is fighting up against him, and, you know, the giant is going down. Obviously, if he had, like, a swinging weapon, it'd be looking much better. He just kicks the gizzard. And this is like a big orc as well. Like, this orc, I was fighting him, and he is much taller than the average human. You know, and the animations look absolutely awesome. So, you know, nothing to complain about. Obviously, once they get better weapons for like the giants and stuff, it'll make it look way, way better, I think. So yeah, I mean, to really quickly show that off, he won the tournament as well. As you can see, they have way more health and stuff, so they're pretty hard to bring down. But again, with the better equipment and stuff, I imagine it would be pretty fun. So yeah, go check out this mod. Link is in the description. Definitely a very, very interesting mod for sure. Probably the best overhaul mod, or definitely the best overhaul mod we have right now until mod tools get released. It's going to be really, really fun when they can kind of add in custom architecture, more custom items and stuff. It's going to be really, really cool. And hopefully they can just continue to improve the work on this. Definitely go check it out. Link will be down below in the description. And I'll see you guys in the next one.